बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मदिन व आले मुहम्मद। Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today we have to start lesson number 17. I am your teacher, Mr. Khalil Ahmed, Assistant Professor of Education, University of Education. You are student of class MA Education, Leadership and Management. Subject is Educational Measurement and Evaluation. The course code of this subject is EDUC 3158, and the topic that we are going to here discuss today, that is scoring of objective type test items. As you know, objective type test items are very important in teaching learning process. So here today we will discuss about the scoring of objective type test items. My dear students, first of all, here are instructional objectives of this lesson. After completion of this lecture, dear students, you will be able to know about objective type test items. What are objective type test items? You will be able to know. After that, you will be able to understand different types of objective type test items, and then you will be able to comprehend some important guidelines for constructing objective type test items. And in the same way, you will be able to construct an appropriate scheme for scoring objective type test items. So after completion of this lesson, inshallah, you will be able to know all these things. My dear students, objective type test items. As you know, objective mean impartial, neutral or unbiased. So objective type test items are impartial, these are neutral, and these are unbiased. In objective type test items, there is no impartiality of examiner or scorer, and these are the neutral and unbiased. Objective type test items are not influenced by personal feelings or opinions, and these are unbiased. So these are not affected by personal feelings of the scorer, of the examiner. So my dear students, objective type test items test the answer of the item is fixed, one and predetermined. In objective type test items, answer of the item is fixed, one. Priorly and predetermined answer of the item. It has only one answer, and that is predetermined. If students reply that answer, then the item will be correct of those students. If students do not reply the predetermined answer, then the item will be wrong. Only one answer is correct, that is impartial and unbiased. My dear students, in objective type test items, there is only and only one correct answer, and that is the impartial, and that is the unbiased. In objective test items, these items are highly structured test items. These are highly organized these are highly managed, and these are very much important and planned test items. Often objective type test items are mostly used in different institutions for different exams. So these are highly structured test items, and it requires the pupils to supply a word or to select the correct answer from the given options. In objective type test items, either student have to supply the answer or students have to select the answer from the given options. If students supply the answer, they have to write down a word, two word, a sentence, a phrase, and if they have to select the answer, then there are given some options, and from given option they have to select the correct one. In objective type test, the response can be marked right or wrong without personal opinion. So, according to their knowledge, in objective type test, students have to test and students have to mark right or wrong, and according to fact, they have to take right or wrong. If answer is correct, then there will be given to the number to the student. If answer is wrong, then there will be no number assigned to the student's performance. My dear students, as objective type items are fair, impersonal, and not influenced by own feelings, so the examinee do not put their own feelings. If the answer is correct, then there will be number assigned to the student. So these are very fair, these are impersonal. So information gained by objective items are fact based. So when we collect data, when we gain information with the help of objective type test items, these are fact based because these are fair and impersonal and measurable and observable. Those informations are measurable and observable because these are based on facts. My dear students, objective type items are pinpointed, definite, and so clear that single definite answer is expected. These are pinpointed, these are definite because these have only single answer, definite answer. We expect only single answer. If there is an atom and that have a 2 or 3 answer, that will be a poor atom. So the objective type items have only single and definite answer. My dear students, they ensure perfect objectivity in scoring. In next slides we will discuss in detail. So they ensure perfect objectivity in scoring. There is objectivity in scoring. There is no subjectivity in scoring. This is very important. The scoring will not vary from examiner to examiner. If different examiner score the test, the score will be the same. My dear students, as you know, objective type tests are very important tests and highly used in different exams, in different institutions, different colleges and universities. So there are different types of objective type test items. So there are two main types. We can divide objective type test items into two divisions. We can divide it. The first one is selective type test items and the second form is supply type test items. So the all objective type test atoms can be divided, can be classified in these two forms. These are two important forms. In further slides, we will try our best to discuss about these two forms slightly. Selective type test atoms. My dear students, there are further some types that are included in selective type test atoms. It is clear from its name, selective type test atoms. Actually, in selective type test atoms, the students have to select the correct answer from the given option. Due to this reason, we say that these are selective type test atoms, and this is the form of objective type test atoms. In selective type test atoms, there are further three forms: multiple choice atoms, true false, matching items. So these are included in selective type test atoms. As you can understand, in multiple choice atoms, students have no need to supply the answer, to write down the answer. Only students have to select the correct answer from the given options. Due to this, multiple choice test atoms are included in selective type test atoms, and that is the form of objective type test atoms. My dear students, in true false, the student have to select true or false, right or wrong, correct or incorrect. So here the student have no need to supply the answer. So due to this reason, true false are also included in selective type test atoms of objective type test atoms. And the third form of selective type test atom is matching atoms. In matching type atoms, the students have to match the answer. The students have to match the responses with the premises. There are two columns, and students have to match the words, the written materials in first column with the second columns. So in these types, students have no need to supply or write down the answer. Only students have to select the correct answer. Due to this reason, these are included in selective type test atoms. My dear students, the next form is supply type test atom. This is also a form of objective type test atoms. In supply type test atom, there are two further forms, further types: fill in the blanks and short answer. Actually, in these two types, the students have to supply the answer. Fill in the blanks, there is a statement and there is a one or two words are missing in that statement, and the students have to fill in that blank space by writing a words, a date, a digit, or two words. In other words, students have to supply answer at the blank space. Due to this reason, we say these are the supply type objective type test atoms. My dear students, in short answer, students have also to supply the answer. In short answer, sometimes they have to supply the answer in two or three words, in a sentence, sometimes in a short paragraph, they have to supply the answer. Due to this, we include these two types in selective type test atoms, and these are the types of objective type test atoms. So in this way, we further divided objective type test atoms into two types. The first one was selective type, and this is the supply type atoms. My dear students, there are some guidelines for constructing objective type test atoms. Item writer should have a thorough understanding of the subject matter. The subject matter, the content, the material that is included in a test the item writer should have a thorough understanding how many chapters, how many pages, to what material will be included in a test. It should be clearly understood by the item writer so that he or she can prepare, can construct an appropriate test. Item writer should have a thorough understanding of the pupils tested. This is also important. The item writer should have a knowledge, should have an understanding who are the students, what is the grade and level of the students, and how they have to test. So, regarding pupils that are tested, the item writer should have a knowledge about those students that are being tested. In some further guidelines, avoid ambiguous statement for objective type test items. There should be no such statement that create ambiguity in objective type test items. So avoid ambiguous statement. There should be clear-cut statement for objective type test items. This is the guideline. Each item should be subjected to one and only one interpretation. Through one statement, through an atom, we have to ask only one interpretation. We have to ask about only one interpretation. There should be no use 2 or 3 interpretation in a statement, in an atom. So in one atom, there should be only one interpretation. That will be good. In this way, the students will feel easy and the students will understand the question and they will be able to answer that item very well. Quantitative rather than qualitative words should be used. There are different words that we have to use in objective type test items, in the statement of objective type test items. So quantitative rather than qualitative words should be used. If anywhere we have to use number, if in the statement we have to use digit, then that digits we should use in quantitative form. If there are numbers in options, 1947, 1949, so we should use quantitative form. We should use number that will be easy to understand to the students. In objective type test construction, words such as a few, many, low, high, large, etc. are vague. These are not appropriate, undefined, and therefore should be avoided. We should be avoided to ask the question in these form. We should avoid it. A few, if we say write down a few lines, what mean by a few lines? Some students can feel a few lines mean 4 lines. Some students can understand a few lines mean 5 or 7 lines. So how many? How much low? High? So these words we should avoid to ask about in the statement. So we should write statements very much clearly. These are ambiguous words. These are not proper words to ask the question in objective type test items. My dear students, in guidelines for objective type test items, use good grammar and sentence structure to improve clarity. There are important things when you have to write down objective type test items. You have to use good grammar. There should be no mistakes grammar wise, and sentence should be clear. Sentence structure of the sentence should be clear. So we have to improve these things when we have to write down the objective type test items or statement of objective type test items. Avoid lifting statements exact from the textbook. So there should be try and avoid to lifting to taking direct statement from the textbook. It is not proper. So you have to put conceptual based some statement, and exact lifting statement from the textbook is not good. My dear students, while constructing objective type test items, haphazard use of the negative sentences should be avoided. There should be no haphazard sentence statements, and there should be no negative statements of the objective type test items. These are not important. These are not very well. It takes more time to answer and create ambiguity. Our purpose is not to create ambiguity. Our purpose is clarity, to make the things clear. So we try our best when we have to write down objective type test items. We have no need to use negative statement or haphazard statements. My dear students, in writing objective type test items, direction to question should be specific. There are different directions that you have to provide to the students. That should be specific, important, clear. Unclear wording and double negatives should be avoided in questions. My dear students, unclear wording we have no need to use. We have to use clear wording in the statement of the objective type test items. My dear students, we were discussing some guidelines for objective type test items. Now let us discuss scoring of objective type test items. As you know, objective type test items are very important, and scoring of objective type test item is also very important. Scoring the test is very important because on the basis of scoring, examiner and administration have to make decisions about the candidates. Actually, scoring is very important. After completion of the exams, the scorer have to score the test, because on the basis of scoring, the administration, the teachers have to make decision about the performance of the students, about the candidates, who are fail, who are pass, who are first in the class, what is the position of each and every student in the class. These decisions we can make after proper scoring. So there are some points we have to consider while scoring the test. Let us discuss what are the important points that we have to keep in mind while scoring the objective type test items. First of all, develop a proper scoring scheme. This is important. When you have to score the objective type test items, then you have to develop a proper scoring scheme. You have to prepare proper scoring plan. You have to prepare proper scoring plan. Then you are able to score the objective type test items. You have to prepare a proper scoring sketch, proper scoring key. If you have a proper scoring scheme, key plan, then you are able to score properly. Prepare proper scoring key before starting the scoring. This key is very important. If you prepare proper scoring key, then according to scoring key, easily you can score each and every item. If you have no scoring key, then you can't be able to score each and every item properly. So scoring key is very important when you have to score objective type test items. Scoring key you have to prepare before starting the scoring. My dear students, scoring of objective type test items is very important. Score all answer papers of one question at one time before going to the next question. Important. Score all answers papers of one question. For example, there are 30 papers and there are 5 questions in a test. So you have to score all answer papers of one question. You have to score one question at one time before going to the next one. When you will complete one question of all papers, then you have to start the next question of all papers. So in this way you have to complete your papers, score all answer papers of one questions at one time before going to the next. In this way your thinking and your all interesting and your all concept will be regarding that question, and in this way you will be able to check that question very well of all papers of all students. My dear students, suggest the best possible answer and give the proper weightage to various points. If there are different points in a test, then suggest the best possible answer and give the proper weightage to various points. First of all, you have to suggest the best possible answer. This is the best possible answer of this question. This is the best possible answer of this item. These things you have to prepare before starting the scoring. And if there are different portions in an items, then you have to provide proper weightage to various points already you have to set. This portion will have these numbers, this portion will have these numbers. So these things you have to plan before starting the scoring. In this way you will be able to score all the papers properly. My dear students, let the final grade by the average of 2 scorer given to a particular test. Final grade by average of 2 scorer. If a paper is scored by 2 persons and then you assign an average grade to the test, that is very well. That is very well if you do this. Write comments to the examinee's response and mention errors on their papers. My dear students, you have, after scoring, you have to write comments to the examinee's response. According to examinee's response, you have to put your comments. If response is well, then you have to appreciate. If there are mistakes, then you have to identify those mistakes. In this way, students will get feedback. So, write comment to the examinee's response and mention errors in their papers. If there are errors, then you have to mention. When students will check their papers, they will find out these are errors, these are good things, these are strengths, these are weaknesses, and they have to improve. If there are some errors, they will be able to remove, and if there are good things, then they will try their best. So you have to write down comments and you have to mention errors. This is an important point in scoring the objective type test items. My dear students, while scoring, apply uniform standard to all the papers. All the students are equal for you. When you have to start scoring, during the scoring, you have to apply a uniform standard. There is no need to biasness. There should be unbiased papers and apply uniform standards to all the papers. Equal and uniform standard, that is important. Recheck script to avoid any mistakes in the scoring. When you have completed a paper, a scoring of a paper, then recheck that paper. That marked paper you have to recheck to avoid any mistakes in the scoring. There may be any mistakes. When you will recheck, that will be clarified, and there may be total numbers mistakes. There may be some unmarked question. So when you will recheck, then all these things will be clear, and you have to try your best to avoid any mistakes in scoring. My dear students, score the answers sheet without looking at the student's name. Okay, when you have to score the answer sheet, you have no need to look at the name of the students. In this way, they may be of sometime favor. So you have no need to provide favor to any students, and you have no need to read out the name of the students before starting the scoring of the paper. Score the answer sheet without looking at the student name. After scoring a test and recording results, teacher have to provide students information on their performance. When student have to score the test, then teacher have to record results, and teacher provide information to the students. And this information regarding performance is very important. This information of performance provide feedback to the students, provide feedback to the teachers, provide feedback to the parents, provide feedback to the institution. So after scoring a test and recording result, teacher have to provide students information to their. So this is important thing. These can be done by writing comments on the test paper to indicate how students fared in the test answer. So on the test paper you can indicate these things. Where they committed mistakes, in so doing, students will become aware about their performance. When you will write down commits, then the students will be able to know about their mistakes, and they will become aware about their performance. In this way, they will try to improve their deficiencies into efficiencies. Due to human error, mistakes can occur, and computer software is now being developed that can score tests. So nowadays, when there is a lot of number of papers, then computer software can be used to score the developed scoring test. So it can be scored with the help of a computer, help of a machine, So actually we have to try our best to score properly. So these are some scoring guidelines. My dear students, I hope you have understand this lesson very well. You have to listen this lesson again carefully, and then you have to complete this activity. Activity is as, dear students, you have to write down the answer of the following questions, and in 15 minutes you have to complete this activity. First of all, in first question, name the types of objective type test items. As objective type test items are very important, and there are different types. We have discussed different types in this lesson. So you have to write down the only names of types of objective type test items. And then at the end, you have to write down any 5 important guidelines for scoring objective type test items. As we have discussed different guidelines, and you have to write down on your notebook 5 important guidelines for scoring objective type test items. Thank you, my dear students. Thanks by Khalil Ahmed, Assistant Professor of Education, University of Education. Thank you very much.